Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Rodriguez. Yes. I want to say thank you to all the subscribers that have subscribed to the channel, guys. And as YouTube creators, these channels do not run without subscribers, guys. If you would like, hit that thumbs up for me, please. Thumbs up goes a long way. You know what I mean? You like the video. Also, leave a comment if you like. Today, I want to keep it very simple, guys. And it's why do God allow? Why do God let bad things happen to good people? Why do God let bad things happen to good people? So that's today's topic today, guys. Why do God let bad things happen to good people, right? So in life in general, it's like the number one question. It's like people on a journey that's not children of God, that is questioning God and want to be on his team. The number one question is, man, how can I believe in a man that let all this stuff happen to these people, man? Like a little child getting molested, old lady being killed, gunned down and robbed, you know. And I began to come up with an answer, like how can I be able to tell these people what's really going on? So I want to just say it worldwide, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, girl, I got these good strawberries in. These are good. My wife wants me to make sure I eat them, so she want me to go to waste. She ain't got to worry about it. They ain't going to waste. So, but anyway, guys, these bad things happen, right? And I'm just gonna throw those are parables I'm throwing out there. It's like on the job, you know what I'm saying? Being fired, you know what I mean, for no apparent reason, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got fired for something. Nah, they really couldn't prove my fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm there on time, good attendance, good work ethic. What can you fire me for, possibly? You know what I'm saying? It was just they evil doing. So that was something that was evil that happened to a good person. But God seen me through. You know what I mean? So that also, it's like a lot of stuff people go through, man, in life, man, and it can really pull them away from wanting to be able to even think about God, right? So on that note, I had to clear up. God, if we think about it, logical thinkers, now we got to go logical, right? If we think about it deep enough to where we understand that God has not told these people to do anything. God didn't tell that person to go out there and rob that bank and kill everybody in there. Logically thinking, God did not tell them to do that. That was a choice that made that person go and do that, right? So we got to think like, is God going to tell you to do something bad? No. God's not going to tell you to do anything bad. But one thing about God, he gives us free will. He gives us free will. And with that free will, you can do what you want to do, right? I can do what I want to do. But it's going to cost you, though. You got to pay for that sin. That's why they got sin created in the world. If it was not sin, we go against the grain a lot. You know what I'm saying? As humans, it's like, whatever, man, I'm going to do what I want to do. And not recognize that sin. You got good and bad. It's how you want to view it. Bad can be sin. Good is abundance. It's integrity. That's what God is going to be blessing and doing the right things by you, right? But you ain't got to view it as sin. You can view it as bad, all right? But at the end of the day, it's going to be sinful, right? So on that note, we have to keep in mind and understand that God is of love. God is non-lying. You know what I'm saying? And so with God being love, non-lying, trustworthy, think in your mind, he gonna tell you to go rape a little child? And he created man and woman. You think God gonna tell you go sleep with another man? And he created in the beginning, God created man and woman, Adam and Eve from the rib, Eve from the rib of Adam. So God told you to be gay. That's a choice. We all have choices, you know what I'm saying? So in life in general, we all have choices, right? People can do whatever. God is the beloved. He gives you a choice like he gave Adam in the garden. He gave Adam a choice in the garden. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't eat from this tree, but eat from this tree. Don't touch this tree. You can eat from, you know what I mean, basically like any other tree, but this one right here. Adam went and went. You know, it was simple right there. It's a true history of this right here, where Adam just chilled, just did what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? We can't blame Eve. Adam got to be strong. As men, we got to be strong. You know. And with that being stated, it was Adam. You know what I mean? They both were wrong. But anyway, God corrected that. He gave us Jesus, what I was saying, right? So we ain't got to question the Adam and Eve scenario. So that's all said and done. But like Adam, for example, Adam had his own choice, man. He ate from the wrong tree. Boom. Messed up the whole thing for us. You know? So that was a choice. I have to make good choices so no one has to sit around and discuss me badly. Me in general, I'm using myself. If I don't make good choices, it affects everybody in my household. It affects my family lineage. You know what I'm saying? Collectively, whole. And so, well, nobody won't be sitting around talking about me bad. I make smart choices. It's so easy to make the wrong decision. But I make smart choices. And just think about what the consequences gonna be. And in life in general, we have to make sure we're aware of those things and how it's gonna affect people around us, because it really affects everybody. So different gods, God wants to be loved. So different gods and things of that nature, people can worship and believe who they want to believe in. And I talk to guys like that, there's atheists, Muslims, Catholics, and Buddhism, and people that I talk to all people, but it's like that's something that I'm not trying to get you on my team, you know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, but you gonna hear the word. You want me to hear Buddhism? You gonna hear the word of Jesus Christ. You want me to hear something about you don't believe in God? You gonna hear the word. I'm gonna talk about Jesus Christ. But I ain't trying to pull you, because at the end of the day, when I first started the conversation, I want to know if you got love in your heart. If you got love in your heart, we can finish this conversation. But if you ain't got love in your heart, we're not gonna talk on a religion base, because it's bigger than religion. It's God first. Jesus is you gotta accept, Jesus to get cleared from your sin, to get to the Father, right? To get the Trinity of the Holy Spirit. So, but if I ain't getting nowhere with that right there. You ain't got no love in your heart. I can't. We ain't finna talk about God. My assignment is to enlighten you, right? So, with enlightening somebody and talking about God, I hope it open your eyes to understand that God don't make people do anything. God don't even test people, but He'll give us some of His strongest soldiers to be tested. God don't test people. He'll give us some of His strongest soldiers to be tested for validation. Like, okay, I know that person, like Rodrigo Fuller, he ain't gonna be in a fold under pressure. I know he ain't. He been through too much. You know what I'm saying? That young man there, he been holding me down. Y'all come on with it. I know he gonna hold it down. You feel what I'm saying? But he ain't tested me. The devil had to go to him and try to get approved. Like I just want to see if I can break the break. No, you can't break him. He's unbreakable. He'll never turn his back on me. And that's real. I never turn back on Jesus Christ. He know that. We locked in. You know what I'm saying? We equally yoked. His spirit running through me, warm every day. Good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't really see bad. Everything good in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Something bad, it gonna always work out for my good. It's just how it go, right? So we need to view that like that, and just know we can't change the choices of other people, guys. You know, we can't change the choices and the mistakes of other people and how they think in their mind. They might not be thinking logical. You know, they might not be spending time with God to get common sense. You know what I'm saying? They might not be spending time with God. You don't know what, we got some sick people in the world, man. You know what I mean? And they mind frame is, man, warped. You know what I mean? Everybody don't just think logical. Everybody ain't gonna think with common sense. Everybody just not gonna think like that. And you can't fault them folk from how they think. So keep that in mind. God is not letting bad things happen to people. It's the choices that the people make. He said it's gonna be antichrist. He said it's people that's gonna, blaspheme his name. You know, he already know this. People gonna go against the grain. He already know that. You know, he did not set us up in the Bible for failure like it's gonna be a perfect world. Okay, you follow me, everything gonna be perfect. He didn't mean it like that. With him, just everything ain't perfect. And we gotta understand that, you know what I mean, within life, and know that there's gonna be some mishaps here and there that people gonna make, you know. And with those people making those mishaps, you know what I'm saying, sinning, excuse me, that was a choice. And they gotta live with it. They gotta deal with them consequences, not you. You know, so it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, they go out here and do what they do, that's something they gotta pay for, you know. All my wrongdoing and running the streets and spending old times out there, you know what I'm saying, on the wild side. When I came to Christ, I had to pay for all of that. You know, it wasn't just peaches and cream. It was some dark days, dark nights, you know what I'm saying? But I still carried the light, stayed 10 toes down, you know, and that's what you got to do. Because the more you put on yourself, the more you got to pay back. When you surrender and go to Christ and say, hey, I want you as my Lord, I want you as my Lord and my Savior, you got to pay all that stuff back at that point. God has paid for the sin. Yeah, true enough. But it ain't like we gonna get a pass or you got a clean slate now. All right, start all over. No, you got to grow. You got to put in the work. You got to change some things. You got to get out some people out your life. There's some things that got to be changed. But we got to keep in mind, we got to know that God is not letting nothing happen to nobody, man. It's the choices that the people are making that's doing these things. God's not getting in their brain telling them to go molest no child. Can't get that through their brain. Why would you want to go and sleep with a little child? You're a grown man or a grown woman. You feel me? Like, that's not logical thinking. You know what I'm saying? Or why would you want to just go into a house and, you know, this old lady, man, she can't defend herself and just steal everything and, you know what I mean, shoot. That's not logical thinking. You feel what I'm saying? So that ain't got nothing to do with God. The devil got his people. God got his people. You know, and they got assignment to do, and God's children got assignment to do. So it exists, you know. But I just want to enlighten the people and let you know that, hey, that it ain't got nothing to do with God. It ain't got nothing to do with God, God. So next time you ain't got to question God in that area. If we serve a God, why he letting bad things happen? Why he letting the world do what it do? You got to remember before this, and you got to be thankful. And I'm thankful as well. Before this time that we live in now, God didn't play, man, with sin in the area. He really wanted to just be a simple world full of love. Treat people right. That's how God ordained this world to be. Full of love, treating people right, right? But in the time, he would tear down cities, man. Move people out. He moved people out of Egypt. It was a sinful sin. It was so much sin over there. And so, in this world that we live in, what's the difference? Like I say, it's basic information before leaving Earth. Everything in that Bible is basic information before leaving Earth. It's there. It's logical. It makes sense to today. You just got to dive in with a logical mind and reciprocate and receive what comes from the Holy Bible. But all that stuff took place. So we need to be thankful that God ain't like he used to be. He'll wipe it out, man. Wipe cities out with floods. Well, you know, floods still going on today. I get that part. I'm talking about a whole, you know what I'm saying? A whole nation, like, boom, everybody gone. You see what I'm saying? Well, you know, city, I get that part. That was a city. You know, let's be logical. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing it like that no more, guys. So God ain't letting nothing happen to people, man. People got these choices and they making it happen, guys. Until next time, God bless y'all.